This is a bit of a kind of a wrap up or just a conclusion to whatever the last year and a half or 2 years was on this channel. Um, so I wrote a bit of a thing out, so if it sounds a bit more scripted than it is, that's because it is. Um, so what was that? It was an experiment. I did it on myself. The content was overall secondary. I pretty much just was talking about anything that was on my mind that day. It wasn't as much about the content for me as it was about just doing it. The good and the bad that I talked about was, honest at the time. I didn't just flat out make shit up for no reason. But at the same time, like, maybe I was just like wrong, or maybe I have new information that I've learned that changes my perspective. So like from the timeline of looking at it from this point back, then I was well wrong, and among like going through it, there were times where I was completely wrong as well. So um, I knew that kind of all the way going through it. But I also constantly found myself trying to, like, I was trying to be convincing, or trying to convince something of something, which is a good thing that I noticed, because that's fucking annoying, you know what I mean? And I notice that I'm doing that otherwise as well, obviously. So yeah, that's whatever. It was weird, you know what I mean? It was like, who are you convincing? Why are you convincing people? I don't know. I think it's a little bit weird. Yeah, that was kind of the point. Like, I wanted to put out things about myself that I don't like, or that like left me vulnerable. Like, the things that I didn't want to tell other people is what I put in here. So so if somebody were to look at it, like, obviously they're gonna fucking have adverse reactions to things, because I have an adverse reaction to it as well. And that was part of the reason why I wanted to make it, was to just like face, or like not face or confront, because like, I knew it was there, but just to like get it out of me, kind of, just to like, I don't know, it's really hard to explain it. I didn't really have a point. It's not like a plan that I have, like, you know what I mean? I just felt like I wanted to do that, just like to share that inner fucking shit that you don't really like about yourself, and just do that. So it's weird, yeah. Like, I'm not gonna be like, this is normal and everyone should do it, because I don't think that. And so that has kind of empowered me to be able to I don't know what, to see different things in myself, maybe, or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like, it has allowed me to do something, in that regard. And so with that, I don't know, maybe I'm just desensitized to looking at myself, and desensitized to certain things, but kind of looking at it, the response that I got, just myself from looking at it, was a bit like, it was like pretty angry, and pretty, that's an understatement, and it was a lot of things, you know what I mean? And that was the point. I wanted to see those things from that perspective, and just with the intent of improving myself. And also, I was very 100% offensive to certain, I like things I said I could totally see them being offensive, and that was never the intent. I never meant to offend any single person. I wanted to just do it for this reason, and that was a really unintended consequence, and that's why I took it all down, because I don't want to be offensive. I just felt like it was like I was putting my bad out into the world, which is exactly what I was doing, but I don't want to keep it out there, because I don't want to, for a lot of people to see it, or like, if you know, the people who watched it, I think mostly were people who kind of what, knew what, kind of maybe what they were in for, like, or had a bit of an idea. Because after about a minute or two, it's like, if you don't like it, you're not watching it anymore, and you just not watch another video, right? You know, I like that, just 100%. Okay, so I've just like rambled and gone completely off script. So, so this is awkward now, but I should have just followed it. Anyways, yeah. So I just made this shit up. I'm not going off. There's no like guide that I saw on the internet that told me to do this. I just literally just thought I'd do it one day and then just started making videos and did it. So it's like I didn't really care about it. It was like something that, and that's why like I feel bad about what came out, because it was like a lot of it was angry, and a lot of it was like projection from my own anger, and that was exactly what it was. You know what I mean? There was nothing. There wasn't nothing else. Like there was, like when I would go through it, my anger. I don't want to say my anger, but because I don't think like I'm an angry guy, but maybe I just needed that release of anger. I don't know what it is, but it's kind of weird. Anyways, I can't remember what I was fucking talking about, but yeah, no, I just was making that shit up. Let's see. Yeah, and so, yeah, all my videos were like zero fact checking, zero editing. You know, 99% of it was not edited. And there was zero filter between, you know, like whatever my next thought was and whatever came out of my mouth. You know what I mean? And so that was kind of like the, I don't know why. As I describe myself, like what I'm doing, I'm like, why? Like I'm so weird to want to do this, but ultimately I was just fucking bored. Yeah. So in looking at it, one thing, just an interesting side note that I was thinking about is the different perspectives of people who might watch it, and what those different perspectives might be for different reasons. Maybe here, one sec. But yeah, so the different perspectives. I think. Okay, so the different perspectives, like there might be people who agree with kind of some of what I'm saying, but the rest of it is just bullshit. Some might think I'm just crazy. Some might think I'm racist and a shitty person. Some might think I need medical help. Some might think I'm you know, I'm honest and I like it, but maybe too honest. Some might, you know, be shocked and appalled, you know, the naughty words and all that. Some might think I'm just like a lazy guy who's, you know, just scared of the world and a lazy guy, you know, or anything else, or you know, anything else. And the thing is that I understand that whatever your perspective is on it is you're right. You know, I'm not refuting anything. You know, on a weird level, it's like you're right because that's what you believe, but at the same time, like you're probably right as well, because it was me, like I said, just putting the stuff that I don't like either. So if you didn't like it, then we're maybe in agreement. Let's see. Yeah, and so that all being said, also I am dealing with, you know, bad anxiety and depression, unfortunately, but yeah, I'm like making good progress with it. It's something that I have never kind of dealt with, and so it's just a tough thing. It's a tough thing. It's just a kind of a tough situation overall, but it's okay. Also, just a very weird side note. Doing this made me think of well, just the different perspectives that people might have on it. Made me think of, like, we all have, okay, I don't want to go into a ramble, but it just made me think of the combinations between collective morality and individual morality in people, and how they how that ratio in themselves, because I think we have both, but the ratio of collective morality versus individual morality in people, and how that changes how we see things. So it just made me think of it. So if it means nothing to you, then that's fine. Also, moving forward, I kind of want to make like little like super shitty just YouTube documentaries on just different topics, and have it a bit more sorry, I'm losing my voice, but and have it a bit more edited and fact checked and all that, just on different topics that I want to kind of research, and that's what it kind of made me do as well, or made me think. I did all of this, but if I just did a little bit more, it would have been more cohesive. It would have, but that's fine. I don't regret it, because it is what it is. But now moving forward, it made me kind of want to do that, and want to, so yeah, that's interesting. But anyways, this is going to be super weird for anybody watching who has never watched anything that I put out before, or even somebody who watched 1 or 2 videos. It's going to seem so fucking weird. So I'm going to keep this video up for like 3 days or something, for whoever wants to watch it, if anybody. So I might as well conclude it. Anyways, have a good day.